Hello friends, followers and channel members, welcome to a quick video today here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and in this video we're taking a quick look at the new upgrades for the FlyByWire A32NX. Now, big updates from the FlyByWire team for the A320neo haven't been as forthcoming as they were in the past, and to be honest that's just pretty understandable. And the big thing that we know that they're working on at the moment is the Airbus A380. All of us very much looking forward to the release of that, hopefully at some point in the not too distant future. But of course, that doesn't mean that work on the popular A32NX hasn't stopped. In fact, it is still going on, as we can see with this latest update. Now, this update, released just a couple of days ago, is all about the lighting, the interior lighting in the cockpit, and the fuel system architecture as well. First of all then, let's take a look at the cockpit lighting system, which has had an overhaul. Now I should also state that this is just in the experimental and the developer version of the A32NX. What you can see on screen at the moment is the A32NX prior to this new update, and this is the view that obviously we've been familiar with now for several months. However, after going in and what I can only imagine is painstakingly removing every single light in the flight deck, they have all been done from scratch, meaning that you now get proper reflections on all of the materials, with shadows and things like that all being cast properly, and even the glass reflections are much more realistic. One of the things I really like is the overhead panel now looks much better, and the green lines look far less vibrant, which definitely helps to add to the overall realistic effect on the overhead panel. Speaking of which, the fuel system is now much more realistic. When the A32NX was released, of course, it was based upon the default Azobo A320neo, which in fact had a fuel system which was based on the A320 CEO. Those of you who fly the Phoenix aircraft will be more familiar with that. So things changed when the Neo aircraft came about in the way that the fuel is drawn in through the tanks and powers the engines. Following this update then, the cross-feed capability has now been added, so the fuel will be correctly drawn from the inner tanks to feed both engines. Mode selector now also works where it didn't previously, and the center tank fuel pump push buttons on the overhead panel have been changed to control the center tank transfer valves as it is on the real A320neo. And of course, the eCam pages have been updated so that they show all of these new changes correctly. You can read more about this in full detail on the FlyByWire Discord page. Just before I leave you, a couple of new great features that the FlyByWire team have added. The windscreen wipers now work following this update. Here's a view in the old FlyByWire. Of course, whilst you had the animation of the windscreen wipers, they didn't actually do anything on the windscreen. Well, following this update, that has of course now changed. Turning on the windshield wipers will now smear the water left and right, as you can see. And again, those of you who have been familiar with flying the Phoenix aircraft have seen this previously, but it's great to see this being brought in to the A32NX. Another big change following this update, and I do see this as actually quite a major change, is that the CFG, the center of gravity trim markings on the trim wheel, are now correct for the Neo. Again, these used to be based on the old CEO type, the default from Azobo, and more in line with what you would see in the Phoenix CEO aircraft. But of course, the Neo is slightly different, and now we have the correct center of gravity trim markings on the trim wheel. Means that you can obviously set this correctly with the center of gravity trim wheel rather than having to refer to the checklist. I actually see that as a major update, something which has certainly been lacking since the FlyByWire A32NX was released, so fantastic that that is now much more realistic and representative of the A320neo's trim wheel. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'd love to hear what you think about these updates, and whether of course you still fly the A32NX, the FlyByWire, since the Phoenix came out. We know that of course the Phoenix aircraft is perhaps the go-to A320 for the die-hard A320 fans, but of course the FlyByWire A32NX is the only really good Neo variant of the A320 around for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So please do leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you think about these new updates, and are you still flying the A A320neo as often as you used to. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please do leave a like, and of course if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so that you don't miss any future content and of course our live streams. Thanks so much. I shall see you all again in the next one. Bye bye for now.